It's getting exciting! And as you can see, the sink is in, and I've created a tiny 8 to 10 mil lip along the edge. Piece of acacia. Welcome back everyone, and welcome back to Overlanding Omar. This episode I am dealing with the kitchen. As you can see in this footage, I have got the 4 drawer runners that are going in the drawer runner cabinet. It started off with 3, as you'll see in the video, but now it's 4. I thought I'd make more use of the space. I did go with Bunnings cabinetry, but the standard cabinetry was too tall for my kitchen area, so I assembled them and then literally cut about 100 mil off the top of all 3 cabinets, and then reattached the spacer bars, if you like, at the top that hold the kitchen counter on, and repositioned them, glued them and screwed them just as if they were made originally from the Bunnings factory. In my particular setup, you'll see that's where the storage is. From the outside, it's like a big plinth. You'll see that in a picture in a minute. And the idea being is I wanted my kitchen cabinets to be quite high up. I didn't want them so low down that I had to lean right down or kneel down to get to stuff at the bottom. Having said that, by doing that, it obviously takes away space from the inside of the truck, even though I've gained a lot of space to the outside of the truck. And in Australia, a lot of your camping and living is generally outside. And there you go, there's the picture of the plinth where the storage cabinet is. So I've just temporarily put the screws in, just one on each side, just to position it for now. So this is an undermount sink, but because my cabinets are so small, I've had to mount it in a way that's direct to the sink. So I've had to pre-drill all the holes, and I can tell you in stainless steel that's multiple sharpenings of drill bits to get that done. This edge here is going straight to the wall, so I'm going to use the whole lip here and support it maybe with the brackets that they supplied here and here. When I double check that it fits, so that's what I'm going to do now. Set you up inside. Put it in, and as you can see, the sink is in, and I've created a tiny 8 to 10 mil lip along the edge. I haven't siliconed it in or anything like that. I'm just dry fitting everything to make sure it all fits nicely. And yeah, so it's a sort of a butcher's block type piece of acacia, so as to match the floor. Down there you can only see bits of it right there. In fact, let me put my lights on because I'm jerry-rigged them on. There we go. My lovely lights. So it's in. Cabinets are all not fixed in, they're just dry fit. The drawer faces, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, because I was going to buy the Bunnings ones, but Bunnings being Bunnings, and where I live just can't get stuff, you have to order it. Could take up to 10 weeks apparently, and I'm not waiting that long for drawer fronts. So I might have to make my own, and then I can paint them whatever colour I want. Anyhow, there's the oven cabinet, the 3-drawer cabinet with a pot drawer at the bottom, the sink cabinet which is just going to have a normal door, and I'm just going to now check that the butcher's block cutout fits in here, because that's the whole point of this. I've gone through all this effort so that I can extend the work surface area, because right here above the oven is going to be the induction cooker or hob, which is only glass plate thick, but obviously it still acts as a work surface, but it's not flat like the rest of it. I've left a little sort of 19-20mm gap at the back, same with the panels, and that's just in case I need to run some of this semi-rigid hose pipe for my water. And also I want a double or maybe a quad socket here for my appliances. I want to run the wires out the back here. I'll probably make a little boxed area there where my tiles or splashback will go on. I'm not sure what I'm putting there at this stage. And on the end here, because of the way this door worked out, can't work everything out that far forward. It's quite tight, so I'm going to put a panel on top of this lip here, and that panel will then have a little rise about there to stop any splashing out, maybe 10, 100 mil, 120, and then it's going to go up, all the way up, and then it's going to come back out and support the overhead cabinets on that side and the overhead cabinet above the door. And that way the overhead cabinets have got something very sturdy to sit on, or bolt to rather. They're not going to sit, because it'll be a partition. I'll have the cabinets either side of it. So that's the plan. So now what I'm going to do is go and get my induction cooktop and measure out about where I want it. Once I've got those cutouts all sorted, I'll be able to look at getting the plumbing done. I'd like to do a little trip down south, but I've still got to create my spare wheel carrier and the mechanism that's going to carry it and lower it, which I'm still working on, and I haven't quite nailed it yet, but I'm getting close. If I can get the spare done, maybe get some water in here, although it's not critical. Definitely want to get my fridge in, so I need to make another shelf up here, and put the other veg oil tank. I think I've been 90% ready to go for a trip, even though I haven't got anything else, but I've got my porta potty, got enough room for the boys to sleep. I can just put my mattress on there again temporarily, and I think I need a break. I need to appreciate what this truck is going to give me to keep my momentum going, and most importantly motivation, which is struggling right now, I can tell you. final dry fit. So that's what it looks like. Sink had to be recessed because it's so my cabinets are so small because they're only 450, and my sink, I wanted a big sink so I could brush my teeth and all that sort of stuff while I'm thinking about what to do with the bathroom. And it means you can't clamp it conventionally like the sink manufacturer wants you to. So I've had to drill holes into the stainless steel, as I've mentioned before. Now it sits inside the cabinet on a little bit of a recess, as you can see right there. So that's the stainless. Anyway, my induction hob fits sort of nicely. I don't know why they made it like they did. It doesn't want to be flat. They've like put a steel lip. I don't know if it's for expansion or what, but you've got this great big gap here. I'm sure you're supposed to do that, whether you're supposed to router out the seals. I think that's what I'm going to do. These seals here, I'm going to router them out so that the glass sits on the panel. I'm assuming you can't actually router in the glass because the glass would need to expand a fair bit, and if you restrict that, it's unlikely to shatter, I'm assuming. There's no instructions. It tells you the aperture that you've got to cut the hole out, which I have, and it fits nicely. But other than that, it doesn't really say much or else in the sense of laying it flat, but I'm not happy with that. That's ridiculous. Like a 5mm gap before the glass, and they've got this stupid like sealing strip, but it doesn't go all the way around. It only goes on the flat edges, and it's backed with a bit of steel, which would never make it go flat, even if you try. So here's my cutout for the sink, so I want more surface area. So that just will come off like that. It won't actually slide like that because you'll see I've only temporarily screwed it in, but you can see it's got a nice clean lip all the way across. A big wider one there, but a 10mm lip pretty much most of the way. And yeah, it just goes on like that. I think I'll just have I'm not sure of something. I don't want to put a hole in it. I'll figure out a way of making it removable without spoiling it. I quite like it like this. I just sort of put a 3mm round with a router on the edges just to give it a bit of a nice look, a finished look. And then on this side is where I'm putting the partition that's going to go up and support the overhead cabinets. So I'm happy with that. I've got 4 drawers. I decided to go with the lower mount soft closed drawers. The top one is literally a cutlery tray, and it's only going to be about 125 the front face, the middle to 150, and the bottom one 220, 230, something like that, and that'll be sort of pot pan. It's all modified. I'm not using the Bunnings gear in the sense of their drawers fronts and that, because they didn't suit my size, so I bought an extra drawer pack to fit, but it'll be a different drawer front, and I want to make my own at some point. So that's that for now. What I'm going to do now is think about routering the top for that induction cook, because that'll be another job that needs to be done. And then I'm going to glue on the battens at the back for something to screw the cabinets to, because the cabinets have got solid backs, 16mm solid backs, so I've got somewhere to screw into. And I will definitely screw the fronts in with Chicago nuts. I'm going to leave that gap there because this is going to be the oven in here, and being an oven, I want a little bit of a gap between the oven and the fridge to stop any heat migrating across, or not too much heat at least. And that's it. So that gap is intentional, it's staying there. I might put a couple of battens to close it up as such, some sort of filler panel here, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that because the gap's not as big as I thought. I'm going to have to trim something down on the saw. I've got a little bit of room here to move it across. But yeah, there it is, it's in. Don't want to bore you with all the details, because it's the details. The devil's in the details. But YouTube doesn't want to see details.